Okay. Here we go. So welcome everyone to another demo day at the BGA. So we're welcoming back some of the members of the Blockchain Game Alliance. Today we're going to go through the part 2 of the demo day we've been holding in January for this year. But before we do so, I will quickly run you through what the BGA is, what it stands for, and then we'll dive through the presentations for today. So here we go. The Blockchain Game Alliance is an organization that is committed to promote blockchain games within the industry. Our goal is to spread awareness about blockchain technologies and also to encourage the adoption by highlighting their potential to foster new ways to create, publish, play, and build strong communities around games. We're also a strong advocate for diversity and more inclusivity of women, but not only that. And also the BGA provides an open forum to individuals and companies that want to share their knowledge, collaborate, and create common standards to establish best practices and networking. So the core activities of the Alliance are all about networking, research, and reporting, represent blockchain games companies in conferences and networking events, and also to advocate for blockchain game projects within the industry. These are only some of the sponsors we've been having that support our activities every day. So we thank them very much for believing in the Alliance and also sharing that support. And also these are all our members that represent the gaming and games and gaming companies within the blockchain games ecosystem, chains and protocols, and developer solutions and esports, press and media, and also many, many others companies that work in the same field. Some of the events we've been hosting at the BGAs are about interviews with leaders in the gaming industries, NFTs, new member presentation that we hold every month, workshops on specific themes, women exclusive and dedicated events, and also the demo days, which is the one we're holding today. We also have free speaking opportunities at conferences for our members and anybody who's interested in blockchain games. So do come forth if you're interested in speaking at one of our events. So without further ado, I will introduce you to all the different projects we have today. So there's a good number of games and different projects that we're going to present to you. Everyone, just to give you a quick overview of how this is going to work, will take about 10 minutes to go through that presentation. After that point, we will have a question and answer session, and whoever gets the answer correct to the question that our speakers are going to present to you will get a prize. So different prizes will be within tokens, NFTs, and many others. So listen carefully, and hopefully today you'll be a winner. So we're just going back on screen. Here we go. And I'm gonna introduce you to our first guest of the day. So I just want to go back to the agenda, and today we're going to start with remote control production with Hendrik Lesser. So Hendrik, welcome on stage. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much, Serena. And also for giving me the opportunity to introduce a little bit to who we are. I'm not going to present a project, but rather what we are as a company, because we are not just one company. I represent a group of companies. Remote Control Productions is specialized on helping especially small and medium-sized teams to be successful in the environment, whatever it is. We're doing this for 17 years. We made all kinds of games, console, free-to-play, browser, proprietary. We worked with all kinds of different public area sectors. So we very much believe in games as the culture technique of the century. And so forth, I'm also curious to understand better what's going on here in the Blockchain Game Alliance and what the opportunities are for us as game developers. I'm also here and curious what's going on because I'm the president of the EGDF, which is the European Game Developer Federation, representing 18 different countries in Europe, lobbying Brussels for regulatory purposes. And that includes a wide range of topics from age ratings and so on. And nowadays, and this is also why we're here today, right? Blockchain gaming is fairly new. There's kind of a very open field. You could also call it a Wild West. And I'm very curious and interested to be part of helping to make sure that it all is going into a direction where it's sustainable and so on. And some of you can see I'm a mild Star Wars fan with some of the merch in the back. So I definitely want to push and help for blockchain gaming to be as much as possible on the light side of the force. That we are also able to, what I believe is potentially part of the future of the internet, with blockchain gaming, what's going on with NFT space and so on. And I'm fully aware that there's a lot of controversy, but I rather want to be in the room with the people making it, also pushing for some of the teams to check it out and find our own way to do it, and then collaborate, discuss here in the Blockchain Gaming Alliance together to find out how we can shape this, which I think could be and potentially is part of the future, what's going on. A little bit more about what the RCP family is. So I already mentioned we help these different teams. Altogether, that's 11 different teams for the moment, 12 other companies. One is a marketing gamification company, and the other is more or less the serious games company. Overall, we are not only active in Europe, but also in Asia. It's 300 people altogether. As I said before, we made all kinds of different games. For example, one of our studios did 2 of the Angry Birds Epic, which I'm incredibly proud of still, being a free-to-play game in the quite early in the Angry Birds franchise, being basically a JRPG. So for us, also adapting, for example, established IP with different kinds of genres is something which we are quite interested in. So in the end, whatever we can do to push the medium as an art form, to find out what we can do on the business side, because it needs to be sustainable too, right? It needs to be able to pay the bills, is something I'm curious. One of our companies, Frag, for example, in Pakistan, already signed quite a lot of projects. It's kind of some 3 of them already in development, 8 being signed. So they double down on this very much. Other of our teams still discuss where it might go. And what else I wanted to share is basically what I kind of mentioned already before. We look for partners to share knowledge. We look for partners to potentially do projects together and find out how we can find our place here in this very interesting and exciting ecosystem. So that's basically it from my side. Happy to be here, happy to be part of it, offering my help on the political side, especially, and on the other hand, wanting to find out more.
Thank you so much for your presentation and introduction to the project. It's wonderful to hear that there are actually groups of different collectives coming together and collaborating. I think it's quite refreshing to hear. So we'll move on with your question, if you like. So anybody that has been watching and wanted to learn more about the project, about remote control productions, can guess the answer. So whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so how many deals did Frag sign in that space?
Perfect. So we're just pulling the question here on screen and giving everybody about a minute to come back to us with the right answer. So also checking if anybody has got questions about the projects. This is a good time, so we can take a few seconds to answer any question you may have about remote control production. So we thank once again Hendrik for being with us. I see some answers already coming through. So I don't know if we see any number that is already guessing the result, but we have a few people that are making their guess. So let's see who's going to be a winner for today.
300, that would be interesting, right?
It could be. Who knows?
But also, if any of you is interested to find out more, feel free to add me on LinkedIn. More than happy, especially if you're new, if you want to set up your own studio. We very much focus on helping entrepreneurs, right? And this is not just about blockchain and NFT, it's about game making overall. So I just wanted to point this out. Maybe I kind of was mumbling too much because there's a number popping up many times, but it's not true. So let's see.
Absolutely, yes. It's all about community and shared knowledge. So definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see already a few answers. So if we do have a winner, then Enric, feel free to announce it.
In the chat, I don't see the right number. But
Oh, you
as I
don't
said
see it yet.
again, maybe I
Okay.
did said it not correctly myself, but
Can you
so
give us
far
a
no one.
hint?
It's less
Let's
than
see.
10.
Ooh.
Yay! So either the
Are we
guessing
close?
Lyco is the winner, winning 100K of the Alti Arena for one of our upcoming games. There's also a pre-sale happening right now. If you're curious, please check it out. And the winner is Lyco World.
Amazing. Okay, so we'll ask Lyco to fill out this form that I've just posted on the public comments. So please do so. We'll get back to you. And congrats again for winning this first contest.
Yay!
Virtual clapping. So thank you so much for being with us. Awesome. So we're moving on. Our next presenter for today is Carlos Gomez from Belobaba Fund. So do we have Carlos here? Yes, we do. So welcome, Carlos. How are you?
Thank you, Serena, and welcome everybody. So thank you for being here and for the opportunity to make this brief presentation. I would like to share my screen because I have a brief presentation to support my
Of
speech.
course, yes. Go ahead.
So I'm just so I think.
Okay, yes, it's coming up.
Okay, let me know. Okay, I'm sharing the full screen now. Just let me know when it's ready.
Yeah, ready to go.
Oh, excellent, thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Carlos Gomez. I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Belobaba. Let me give you a brief introduction of what we are. We're a hedge fund. We're regulated in the jurisdiction of Gibraltar, and we have a master feeder structure. So we have the master fund in Gibraltar, fully regulated, and we create a special investment vehicle in the United States to be able to get exposure to U.S. investors from a very tax-effective fashion. So we are regulated in Gibraltar, and we're exempt from regulation under the Securities Act in the United States. We're tokenized, so we do what we preach. We are our mandate is 100% investment in crypto asset and blockchain technology, but we're tokenized. We're a tokenized fund, and the only way to get into the fund is just to purchase our security token, which is actually regulated. So that's the housekeeping, and that's the legal structure. So let's go through what we do. As I said before, our mandate is 100% in crypto assets. So, but we're more just BTC and Ether. So if you can tell in the graph, Bitcoin and Ethereum only account for less than 22% of our portfolio. So that means that more than 3/4 of our investment portfolio, it's invested in alternative projects. So we aim for absolute returns every month. So we're not a benchmark fund, and we actively manage a portfolio. Another interesting thing and very applicable to this conversation is that 50% of our portfolio it's related to including gaming, NFTs, and Metaverse projects. So we're going to talk about that in a second. We got a unit of artificial intelligence that helps us with the trading operations, and we're fully invested in launchpads. We think very interesting and very important for the community. So our alpha return, our active managed program for 2022 will lead by the Metaverse and gaming projects. So we aim to increase this 50% allocation to more than 50% allocation. So obviously we are heavily invested and very interested in this space, and we are very pleased to be able to be a member of this alliance. So it's very important for us. So let's start quickly with the Metaverse. Metaverse. We all read in the news that a very specialized firm predicted that by 2030 the metaverse will be worth $8 trillion, regardless if it's true or not. If the number is correct, it's just pretty much the size of the economies of Germany and Japan together, just to give you an idea of how big and how important this will be. What's going on in the metaverse? I think this not just fad or hype. I think a lot of things, serious things are happening. So we got a diplomatic embassy opening in the metaverse. We got a large accounting firm opening a branch in the metaverse as well and offering services. And also we have real estate companies selling digital real estate. So we believe the metaverse and the gaming sub industry are very, very important and go in tandem. So we keep an eye on that. So moving to the gaming, so we got some estimates. So we believe that the gaming industry in the next year will be worth $1 trillion by itself and could reach just the number of 2 billion users around the world. In the right, we got the main games that the fund is investing. So Illuvium, Axie, Star Atlas, so that the usual suspect. However, one of the things that caught my attention, especially myself as an investment officer, is just the play-to-earn model. So we love that because for first time in probably 40 years, users can earn a living, a decent living. So this slide is very important because in some circumstances, people can earn $15 a day, which is $5,500 a year. And to give you a comparison, that's the GDP per capita of a country of Belarus and just more than double. Almost double the GDP of a country at Vietnam. But that's really critical. That's important for us. So as a fund in the gaming industry, how we maximize the return on investment. So it's the strategy is threefold. So we like to invest in the token per se of the game. So and also we invest heavily in the assets within the game, because I think that's the main infrastructure of the game. And also we sponsor professional teams that play every day and then use the assets that we invest, and obviously using the access of the token. So I think this is the 360 full pit stop strategy. When we like a game, we are full on and then we go the 360. Emerging projects. So we're not investing in the most established name like Axie, like Star Atlas, or Illuvium. This is a sample of the games and projects that we support as a fund: Outer Ring, Banger Games, Lead Lab Games, and Mika Brands. So that's only a sample of the projects that we are investing in support, and we're very proud. So what's the main goal? We want to be the investment fund of choice for the blockchain gaming industry. We want the industry that when they need support, funding support for an investment fund, we want Belobaba to be the first thing that comes to their mind, because they would say, these guys, these girls, they love what they're doing, they know what they're doing, and they're passionate, they're specialists. What do I mean by we're specialists? So this is just a brief example. That's the content. We post content every day about what's happening in the gaming industry, what happened in the blockchain industry. That's an example from Danny Contreras, which is our contact person with the Alliance. So we're very fortunate to have him. The other image on the right are an event that we host in Barcelona, organized by the fund, and also have the opportunity to have the founders of a game, of a project, talking to the audience. So what a great opportunity to know firsthand what's going on with the game and maybe a few tricks and what's going on in the future. So great opportunity. We're very advocates of the game. And also we host some calls when we promote the game. So this is an example that happened 2 weeks ago. I was impressed that we were able to summon almost 700 people in a Zoom call. I think that's remarkable when we discuss about the plans to how the fund's going to support the industry. And there was a lot of interest in the audience, as you can tell. One of the other things is that why some projects and games like and want us to be involved, not only by the financial support, because they want the way that we have an army of passionate people that knows blockchain, understand the gaming industry, and can facilitate and can support the project from the human perspective. How we do that? One of the businesses that are linked to the fund is one of the first postgraduate courses in blockchain in Spanish. So that was founded more than 4 years ago, and we have 4 cohorts every year, and every cohort is about 100 people. So the moment we are almost under 1,000 alumni in this postgraduate course, which means that we had 1,000 people that have a good understanding about that, and we offer scholarships to them. We offer them opportunities to participate in the fund as an analyst, and so that's how we build the community, and it's working really well for us. And last but not least, we have our own launchpad that we sort of specialize in the gaming industry and also other projects. So we'll be a community-based launchpad. So we know what we preach. We have our own collection of NFT. We have our own strategy of launching projects, and we hope that we discover the strategy and how we are fully invested in the blockchain gaming industry. So that's it's my presentation. And,
thank you so much, Carlos. It's very interesting, and I can't wait to hear how it will evolve. I think all the projects we have today, but also within the Alliance, everyone is trying to tap into different fields, but at the same time, everyone is trying to be very collaborative. So that's what I love about this industry. Everyone has a very open mind towards everyone else's project. Wonderful. So I think it's a great time to add to the question part. So whenever you're ready, please feel free to share your question out loud.
Yeah, okay. The question will be, what is the territory of the jurisdiction of regulation of the fund?
Perfect. Okay. So we have the question also here on screen. We're going to give about a minute to everyone to answer. So if you caught that during Carlos' presentation, you're good to answer. But if you have some doubts, maybe we can prompt you a little bit. But let's see. So time has started. So we'll give about a minute as well. I already see some answers coming through. So let's do a few more seconds. As I said before, this is now a great time. If you do have questions about this fund project, do so now. Do ask them now while we wait for the winner, for announcing a winner. Yeah. So everyone's very active today. I can see that I can hear you typing on the keyboard. Let's see. Any good one that you see?
I think we got the winner already, Serena.
We have a winner. Okay, yes. So feel free to announce it.
The first one I have in my screen from the comment is Sergio Watanabe.
Perfect. Okay, so Sergio, you're the winner. Congrats. Well done for answering. So can we remind everyone what the country is? We can read it in the comments, but just to say, do you want to tell?
No, the right answer is we are regulated in Gibraltar, and we have a feeder structure in the United States, but not regulated. We are exempted. So the regulations in Gibraltar, that's the right answer. So well done, Sergio.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm sharing here the form. And feel free, please, to fill out the form, Sergio, and we'll come back to you with the reward, which is going to be, Carlos?
Yes, it's going to be $100 worth of the BIT tokens, which is the token that powers the Launchpad and the project that I presented in the last slide.
Awesome. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for this great reward.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and thank you for being with us at the BGA. Super. So we're going to move on with our next presenter. The project is called Mud.xyz, and we have Penguin Hellman on the virtual stage. So Penguin, good morning, good afternoon, whatever you are.
Hi, good morning, Sabrina. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm here to talk about Mud.xyz. And when I was talking about text-based games 2 years ago and NFTs 2 years ago, everyone kind of thought I was a little bit crazy, like, what are NFTs? How are we going to use them for games? And, I've been really pushing on the technology and trying to make gaming happen. And so 5 months ago, we dropped an NFT series on the heels of Loot that helped really kind of launch the text-based gaming field for MUDs. And it was one of the things that I was talking about. So we've put a lot of energy into modernizing the gaming industry for text-based games, and I have a couple videos about how to join a match, how to play, and like some of the first few things you do in battle, and then also a play test of me playing with a person last night that was recounting one of the stories of the public playtest. So I'm going to share my screen really quick and share some of the videos that we have on the tutorial series.
Okay, so I can see the screen coming up. Wonderful. Here it is. You can go full screen and then hit play. Wonderful. We don't have the audio, Penguin, so I don't know if you want to
Yeah, there is audio.
voiceover.
Hold on, sorry. Let me. I think the window was not the right window.
Okay.
Let me share. Sorry. Thanks for letting me know.
No worries. No worries. This is all a live event, so it's only normal that we have these kind of like hiccups, and it's a techie world, so.
Can you hear the sound now?
And accepted these days. Okay, so screen is up. We don't have the audio, so feel free just to speak over the video if you want.
Sure. Yeah, so this allows for choosing each hero has a predefined alignment. So you can choose either the heroes of light or the heroes of darkness. And these heroes are NFTs that are stored in your wallet. So it's just sign to play. You know, we're free to play, and the spirit of text-based games, and we really focused on trying to make a game that's fun to play, rather than trying to create a whole bunch of transactions or make promises. So we've really focused on delivering first, rather than having a roadmap that we can't live up to. So we've done a lot of also support and interoperability for other projects. So we've got another. Let me put the next video on. So this video here is about what to do for the first 30 seconds. So it's going to go over some of the features of the client. So this is our client that we've created. So this is all in React and hosted on AWS. So in like a normal text-based game, we have a text input bar, but we've eliminated the need to use it, and we created an arcade mode that's very similar to what gamers are used to, so they can use WASD to move around. They'll have hotkeys for the basic skills, and we really improved the speed and the pacing of the game so that it's closer to a MOBA. So we, rather than a traditional text-based game, which you can play for 20 years, and some of them I'm still playing from when I was a child. Now we use a game mode that's 30 minutes long. So this is something that's much more palatable and people have time for. So you're able to jump in with your NFT, play a game, get some experience, have some fun. We have public play sessions every 2 weeks. We also had our alpha launch in December, where we ran for 2 weeks. So this is showing you some of the features. So we've got the scoreboard, we've got available targets, we've got the time, and we've got the map over here, which has a lot of innovation for being able to look and see around. So like one of the things about a text-based game is it's kind of the first games that were made, and it's because these are the granular levels that you need to create a game. So all games are going to need to be able to have motion, to have a map, to have interaction with NFTs. And so we've used that to not only have our own collection, but we've done been able to integrate other collections into our game as well. So you can play things like your Bored Ape or Voxies or some of the other projects. So we're giving them kind of a second utility in our game. And so I'm going to play the third video, which is not me running around solo. This one is me running around with a buddy. And so this one will have a little bit more action. And you can see I'm actually fighting the goblin in here. And so we took a lot of care to kind of extract the player and make it more of an RP situation. And we do that by hiding the player's name. So instead of actually fighting Needmore the Poor in this situation, so you can see right here my character's Needmore, I'm fighting a goblin and he's fighting a half-elf. So this lets people immerse into the game and really have kind of like a battlefield experience where it's a little disorienting, you're not sure what's happening, and it helps really improve like the speed of the game. So also, instead of having to kind of memorize the numbers, we modernize it, so we've got health bars, you can see. Right now I'm trying to run away, and he caught up to me and killed me. So it's a lot of fun, and we run 3v3 tournaments regularly. We do 5 versus 5 as well as 10 versus 10, and we had our first tournament at the start of January. The character I'm using right now, as I said, is Needmore. So this is one of the unique characters. This essentially is a 12-year-old child. So it's one of the weakest characters, but you can see my skills have a pretty wide range. So I'm able to use skills as well as spells. So each class is really kind of unique, and it helps define like how to use them. And so it's much more akin to something like Dota or League of Legends, where you've got a map and you work together with your team and move around to complete objectives, which is the standard for a MOBA. And as far as I know, this is like one of the first text-based MOBAs. So I've been designing text-based games for 25 years, and it's really great to have NFTs to help motivate and empower text-based games as well as all the other games. So I've been active builder in this space, and I'm really happy to be able to share what I've been working on all this time. So,
Thank you so much, Penguin. It's incredible to see like how coding, NFTs, and these type of graphic actually come together. Like to me, it's quite refreshing to see that. But yeah, I've been knowing you and your different projects for quite some time, and every time you attend the BGA events, I love to learn, one extra bit about what you do. So thank you so much for your developments and passion in this field.
Great, thanks a lot, Sabrina. And so this game is actually supported by Machi Gaming. So we've got some great partners, and we're well funded. So I was able to actually bring on a really amazing development team to help me complete my dream and build this project. So I wanted to share my question as well. I think this is a pretty good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Yeah. So my question for the community is, who is the weakest character in Evermore?
Awesome. So let's see who's gonna guess the correct answer. I've also seen some comments here I just wanted to address. So I want to apologize to Deepika Gavala because I just want to take a moment to explain how it actually works. So it's not that the first person to answer is a winner, and that's as a guaranteed winner. So it's random. So whoever guessed the correct answer, it could be the first, or it could be one among the first, or it could be the last one. So it's up to our speakers as well to pick the correct one. And also, just from our end, we do get comments at different times. So we're broadcasting live across different channels, and the answers don't come in the right order or in the same order as you see across YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter. So just to say that in a very clear way. So what we pick, it's kind of random. So we try to make sure everyone has a good chance to win, but please bear with us. And if you do know any other system that could work, please let us know. We might consider it for next time. So thanks again for that. Cool. So while we've been sharing the question, I see one answer coming through. So maybe we can wait a few more seconds to allow everyone to think about who's the weakest character hero actually in the game. So I don't know if you guys have played it yet or if you're aware about the narrative. But maybe Penguin, you can give us a hint since I only see one answer. But
sure.
Yeah, that is correct.
The character that I was playing during the game. So it is not one of. I do see the correct answer now.
Ooh.
So I see Rick has answered the correct answer.
Shall we? It's been nearly a minute now, so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So Patrick is the winner. Patrick G.
Can you repeat that? I didn't catch that.
So the answer is Need More the Poor, and Patrick G has won.
Hooray! So Patrick, congrats. You won. What did they win, Penguin?
So they won a character, so they can join us in any of these play sessions.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Patrick, and thanks again, Penguin, for joining the demo day today. And for being among the members of the BGA.
Thanks so much, Serena.
Wonderful. Thanks again. Okay, so we're moving on to our next presenter for today, and we're going to welcome on the virtual stage Lucas Philip from MetaGameHub DAO. So welcome on stage.
Hey, thank you very much for this opportunity here, being in this live stream and presenting what we are doing at MGH, which is short for MetaGameHub DAO. And I will also share my screen to support what I'm telling you here. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it's coming up. So here we go.
Okay, perfect. So we are here on our D app of MGH, where you basically enter all the tools we are providing, which we are building. And what we are doing at MGH, just in one sentence, is that we are building a set of Metaverse tools to make the user's journey in the Metaverse more easier. And right now, our core focus is building a land evaluation interface, or improving it, supporting it with new metaverses, such as Decentraland recently joined here, or the Fluff World metaverse will also be there in shortly, or Axie Infinity as well. And I will just demonstrate you now how this is working. At the end of the day, this is a weighted neighboring algorithm, meaning that it takes into consideration the neighbors of, for example, this land here I just picked, and determines then the estimated fair price of this land here. So what we need now to get the fair price of this land here, for example, if you're now interested in buying this land or selling such a land, if you are a landholder, then you might be interested, okay, what could be the fair price of it, determined by an algorithm, so to say. So what you need here is the NFT ID, or simply the coordinates. The NFT ID you get here, from the browser, or from the details section here down below. And you just want to copy that and insert it here. For if it's sandbox land, of course, you're in the sandbox tab, and insert it here and go to search. And then it comes up with a price, with an estimated fair price for today. It's always for 1 day, and in hourly rates, it gets rebalanced the internal variables of this algorithm, and it comes up with 6.41 ETH as an estimated fair price right now, which is roughly 10% higher than the seller here asks for this respective land. And you can do this with every land on the sandbox, which are like 100,000 or more. And this is not the only way of leveraging this data. We also have on the Ocean marketplace, as you see here, a data set which is also featured on the main page because it's one of the biggest data sets according to the liquidity provided on the Ocean marketplace. And when you acquire this, you get basically a link to a Google Drive folder where you get a bunch of links, so to say, or data sets for Decentraland, for Sandbox. And one data set looks then like this, for example. This is for actually today, I guess. I can't see it now because there is a StreamYard thing, but this is for today, I guess. So what you see then here is basically all the lands. It's like 100,000 rows here with the coordinates, importantly, the current price, the seller asks, or the predicted price for today, a suggested operation of what you should do, of course, buying or selling if it's under or respectively overvalued, and some more variables, and an OpenSea link. So this is very interested for if you're frequently buying lands, or if you're a developer and you want to train your own AI evaluation algorithm, so to say. And this is what we are here doing. And we furthermore leverage the data even more by backtesting a land flipping strategy for right now, which will hopefully fill the DAO treasury, for example. And this is what we are doing at MGH in very short. Furthermore, we also provide NFT pools, which are coming in very short. And this is basically everything I have to tell you for this presentation. And I think we can go forward to the question. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lucas, for the presentation. So I hope everyone has been listening carefully to Lucas' presentation. And if the answer was within the presentation, then you're going to be able to answer correctly. So Lucas, whenever you're ready, please feel free to share your question.
Yes, the question would be which metaverse we recently joined at MGH DAO.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna just share the question here on screen. Thank you so much, Luis, for that. And giving everyone a few seconds, let's make it a minute or so to guess the answer. So while we wait, if there are any questions as well about the project, the Metaverse land valuation, I think it will be a very interesting tool, probably much used in the future, but also in the present, because we do see many estates and a lot of activity happening in the metaverse. So let me.
I can also provide some figures there. We in the first 2 months of launching, we have received 60,000 API calls for this tool. So I think these are quite impressive numbers there.
It is
for the land valuation.
Yeah. Is there any report that we can look at or share with our community?
Yeah, we have a report about the KPIs, basically saying how good the algorithm works and how precise it is. I can share it with you afterwards.
Awesome.
I don't have it open yet.
Want to post it below this live stream on Twitter, that'll be useful, because I'm definitely interested to see what the KPIs have been and what predictions we expect for this year. Super.
And
so
I just don't see the right question. And Ocean Protocol is apparently, of course, not a metaverse. It's a data marketplace. But I also just shield it a bit. It's a rather new metaverse, a music and entertainment metaverse, to be more precise. So maybe this helps more.
That's a good hint. Let's see. So I read a few names, but as Lucas is saying, none of them.
Oh, there he goes. Deepika. Congratulations, Black World. Yeah, that's correct.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have a winner. Congrats. Super. Okay, can you tell us what they won?
Yes, $200 worth of MGH at the current price.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so we're going to be sharing the form with you so that all winners are able to fill it out. Thank you, Luis, for that. And we'll get back to you with the rewards. So congrats again, and thank you for watching. Super. Thanks, Lucas, again.
Sure, thank you for this opportunity. It was my first ever live stream.
Well, you did amazing. Well, you deserve an applause. Congrats.
Oh, come on now.
Well,
Thanks for this opportunity, Zarina.
you have all our support here. Super. So we're going to go back to Lake, which unfortunately I skipped before, so my apologies for that. But we are going to hear now from Inkling. So can't wait to hear more about the project. The graphic is amazing. So Lake, whenever you're ready.
Great, thank you. Well, thanks, Serena, and thanks everyone here at the BGA for coming to listen to our little presentation. I'm Blake Watkins, presenting Inkling Origins, a pre-alpha version of our build, and at Hark we build games that listen. So I'm going to share my screen and kind of give you guys a look at the demo here, and hopefully I will be able to share my sound as well. So this is a game that we're building for mobile platforms, and we're trying to kind of hit a broader audience with this, but it is a crypto game. So let's get into it. So the first thing here is to create your own Inkling character. So we're gonna just kind of quickly and gently carve out a little, or draw a little bit of our character. Let's see if we can do this. This version is kind of a very basic design. We wanted to let players jump into the game right away and kind of get in here. So we're gonna give them a chance to do that. The game is a fluid simulation game. So in this case, this character that we created looks like a sprite, and we are going to mint it as an NFT, but the actual implementation in the game is sort of as a particle system. So I'll show you what that looks like as soon as this loads. So in the game, you have different abilities, say the ability to breathe fire or water, or even to kind of create structures like plants. And these different inks you would use to solve puzzles or befriend other creatures, and they interact with each other in kind of interesting and novel ways. So if you've played like some of the old like Hell of Sand games, or like maybe Pixel Junk Shooter or similar, you might be familiar with some of these sorts of interactions. So you can see that the plant kind of absorbs the water and grows, and the fire can burn away the plants as well. So let's use these interactions to solve one of the puzzles in the game. So I'm just gonna kind of swim out here, and this is all being played live, of course, so forgive me if there's any issues, but I really wanted to show you guys this demo here. The game is a very kind of tranquil, peaceful sort of game. It's meant to be relaxing and meditative, not to be kind of an action game. So even though we can interact with these other Inkling creatures here, that's not necessarily the focus. The focus is going to be on solving these puzzles and befriending some of the Inkling creatures we find. So in this case, with this puzzle, I can't quite make my way through this barrier, so I have to use one of my inks to get through. And of course, the solution here is to set it on fire and burn my way through. Most games have fight or flight mechanics. So you are kind of in this trying to survive, and you're threatened by things like fire. But in this game, we're not harmed at all by the fire, because we're focusing on mechanics that we would call tend and befriend. This power-up gave me the ability to shoot out lightning, and the lightning has kind of the interactions you'd expect. We can set plants on fire, or it sort of persists and bounces around in water. So there's kind of some interesting stuff going on there. I wanted to move over to kind of the boss Inkling to show you what our befriending mechanics look like. And for this, the lightning ink is required. So for the befriend subgame, we have like a rhythm game. So if you're familiar with like Guitar Hero or DDR or similar, this will look familiar. But basically, you have to hit the off key. We have to hit the different notes on beat. If you can hear the music, you'll be able to hear that each note has a distinct sound, like an instrument that's tied to the different colors. And this is something that we kind of really want to push in the final game, to have kind of a really unique sound corresponding to each of the colors in each of the inks. The vision that we have for the game is that players would create their own Inkling as an NFT, publish it, and then that Inkling will appear in other players' games, where it can be befriended by other players. You can maybe even breed with other players' Inklings. And once you've befriended it, it will follow you around and help you to solve puzzles or befriend other Inkling creatures. And all the while, you'll be gaining these evolutions that will allow your character to evolve, gain new inks and other abilities, and sort of unlock new puzzles you can solve or more difficult Inklings to befriend. We think that it's really fun. You guys should definitely check it out. This version, again, is the pre-alpha build. We're hoping to release the alpha in a few months. You can check us out at inklingorigins.com. And you can, we're kind of in the middle of fundraising, so we're looking to meet with investors and also to hire a team. So if anybody's interested in that, you're welcome to talk to us. So this final screen's a little slow right now, but maybe it would be good to move to the question stage here.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Lake, for the presentation. I think everyone was hypnotized by the beauty of the game, the graphic, and how it works. I think it's so fascinating to know that minting characters within the game will acquire some functions, and these could also be migrating to other games. Like, it's so fascinating, and what blockchain allows today, you know, it's incredible to see how different mechanics within games are possible. So thank you so much for that.
Sure.
Super. So yes, go ahead with your question.
So a lot of games employ fight and flight mechanics, but our game focuses on a different angle. What was the primary mechanic of our game, or one of the primary mechanics of the game?
Okay, so Luis, if you can help me pulling the question on screen, that'll be great. Awesome, thank you so much. And I hope everyone's been watching and listening carefully so that you can give us an answer within a minute. And time starts now. So, but if you do have questions as well about the project, now it's, again, a great time to do so. Okay, so I see some people already answering, but I also want to remind everyone that what Lake was saying, that they're also looking for supporters as investors and also people to join the team. I think it's great to share also those opportunities during those live streams. So if you're interested in collaborating with Inkling or supporting them, now is a great time to do so. So feel free to reach out through the BGA or directly to Lake at the end of this presentation. So we have already some answers in the comments. So I don't know if anyone is heading in the right direction.
Here's a hint. It's like fight or flight, but it's a different psychological approach. So it's blank dash and dash blank.
Uh-huh. Okay. Let's see. So we have a few answers that all say like solve puzzles and stuff, but I guess we don't have the correct one yet.
I may have mumbled or been unclear.
Let's see. 30 seconds left. Just to put a bit of pressure on everyone. Also, just to get ready on our next presentation, which will be from BlockchainSpace, Peter Ng. Is that right?
That's right.
Perfect. Okay. And Luis is also here from the BGA side, that is going to support on the answer. So we'll also be sharing a form. So anybody who's going to win this contest, please fill out the form and we'll get back to you with a reward.
Yes,
So
Serena, what we can do is let's move on to the next presentation. So this will give them enough time to think about the right answer, and then we will get back to their answers.
Sounds good to me. Like, would that be okay? We'll keep an eye on the comments.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks.
Yeah, awesome. Comments are open, so feel free to try to guess.
Perfect.
Cool. Can I check you guys can hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you.
Hey, Peter.
Perfect. And I think I'll share screen if that's okay.
Absolutely. Yes, go for it.
All right. Is that working?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, perfect. So my name is Peter Ing. So I'm actually from a company called BlockchainSpace. We are positioned as a guild hub of the metaverse. And so I know a lot of you guys would have heard about play to earn and about the success of Axie Infinity. So actually BlockchainSpace pivoted from being actually a guild ourselves. So playing Axie Infinity, building up a scholarship program of up to 500 scholars, and then building some tooling around this. And in the midst of basically building this tooling, we realized we were aggregating a lot of very important data sets that we could actually share with other stakeholders, including guilds themselves. Right, so today we're actually tracking around 4,200 play-to-earn guilds around the world, which actually covers over 1 million players in the open metaverse in the play-to-earn economy. Right, so what I'd love to be able to show you guys is kind of a little insight into our data set. So if you click into insights on our website, I won't click on it just in case something happens, but if you have a look at basically our insights report, this is actually real time and aggregating basically data across different Axie guilds across the world right now. So you can see that we're aggregating data across 4,200 guilds, making us kind of the largest global guild database in the world. And there's something that we'd love to kind of focus on here, and that's basically debunking this myth about who's actually driving the growth of the play-to-earn ecosystem. So I think a lot of big names basically get a lot of airtime. So you'd hear of like guilds like YGG, hear of Merit Circle, Unix Guild, Avocado Guild, and those are really the large guilds that have around 1,000 accounts under management or more, right? And these are really the very large ones with very big funding. But if we dig into kind of the data here that we're seeing in front of us, right? So what I love to always emphasize is if you have a look at the average number of members within a guild, which is only around 337, and the number of scholar accounts, so the accounts that they manage within that guild, which is around 9, we actually consider that the average guild in the world is actually what we call a micro guild, right? And a micro guild will be a guild that we consider to be under 100 accounts, right? So it's really interesting because we believe that around 90% of the play-to-earn industry right now has actually been driven by these micro guilds, right, all over the world. So even though you might hear only about the very large guilds in Twitter, in in newspapers, articles everywhere, these guys basically have crazy funding and they have very strong PR. But a lot of the growth is actually what we call coming from like mom and pop kind of establishments who, your average entrepreneur basically has about 10 to 15,000 US dollars disposable income. Now, our aim at BlockchainSpace is basically, as the guild hub of the metaverse, to provide 3 things. So the first thing is education, the second thing is tooling, and the third thing is financing, right? So The education side is kind of like where we see the most importance right now. And we see education being most important really on data insights. So I think not many people really have kind of that performance and earnings kind of data readily available to them right now. And so this is something that we're trying to aggregate kind of at a faster speed, also kind of at a kind of greater reach, better than anyone else, so that everyone will basically have a de facto place where they can actually pull up all this kind of guild data. And right now, yes, it's only skewed to one game, which is Axie, but you can actually assume that most play-to-earn guilds actually are still playing Axie at this stage. But I think we are starting to see kind of a lot of movement into other games as well. Now, if you move into the second page, actually, of our Global Insights report, now I've actually loaded it up just in case it doesn't load for whatever reason, then you can actually see that, so we can map basically the location of these play-to-earn guilds, right, across the world. So this is basically, again, a guild being a community of gamers that are playing a play-to-earn game, right? That is basically organized as under one roof as a formal community. And so if we have a look here, actually, you can actually start to filter down by kind of the country and their geography. And then you can also get more insights into kind of like the size and mapping. And something that we see that's going to be really interesting for the future is, this kind of data is going to be really interesting for game publishers. So just to give you a concrete example, right, a game publisher that might be based in the US that wants to get access to kind of gamers in India or in the Philippines, right, they would need to have kind of that directory of where those guilds are based, right? And so that's something that we're focusing on right now, is helping to build out that directory and build up those kind of bridges so that those game publishers can connect with all those different guilds down in these countries that they're not familiar with. And so that's something we're doing. Then also just to emphasize that this data that you see in front of you, everything that we've been aggregating, we actually want to be able to share this with absolutely everyone. So this is actually basically public, right? And it can be accessed actually through our data feeds. So if you jump into our Git book, you can actually find a whole section about our guild data feeds, right, and find information about our API documentation. So having a look at all of our release notes and what kind of information is available through our multiple APIs, right. Then I will jump into, as I mentioned, so we have kind of two more pillars that we're focusing on. So it's really on tooling and then on financing. So financing, I think we're not quite there yet in terms of our roadmap, but in terms of tooling, we've been building quite a bit of tooling around kind of guild infrastructure to help these kind of micro guilds to be able to scale up. So if I basically jump in, this is actually a sneak peek into our private alpha. So this is what we call our guild dashboard. And from the guild dashboard, you can see basically the performance and earnings data of a guild, right? So this is just example information, which allows you to kind of see how many accounts are under management, how much they've been earning, right, on a daily basis, and how to split this up basically between the different stakeholders that are involved in a guild. So there could be investors, there could be managers, there could be scholars, right? And the investor model is actually one of the ones that we're very interested in. So this actually allows us to, because we have something called automated cash outs or a payment system, right? It actually allows that managers, so any guilds around the world, can actually manage the accounts of play-to-earn games on behalf of investors. And what that means is that, as say you're an investor, you have absolutely no idea about a game, right? And you just want to invest like a certain amount, like 1 ETH or 10 ETH into the game, but you want someone else to be able to manage those assets and generate the yield on your behalf, right? Now, what that allows you to do is actually you can nominate through our platform a guild that you want to actually manage your assets for you. You can give them your investment, so let's say the 1 Ethereum, right? And then they would convert that into the game assets, and then they would manage it for you. So they would find the person that plays the game, those accounts on your behalf. Now, what would happen is the investor kind of sits back, and every time the accounts are basically cashed out. So we have these payment systems where basically if you pay out, right, in the payout process, the investor actually receives a payout automatically. So you can see basically what we keep is also like a CRM or an ERP solution where you can see all the historical kind of transactions that have been made through the guild. And so that's kind of a sneak peek into kind of what we've been building. Some other functionality kind of on the dashboard side is really how to identify, because remember, like when you're managing a play to earn guild, you're managing basically a lot of people on the other end, and that are actually playing the game on your behalf, right? So you have to remember that you need it when the numbers start to scale up. So if you start to get around like 50 accounts, 100 accounts, being able to monitor like the performance of these accounts like in an automated way becomes more and more important. So something that you can do with our calculator, for instance, if you wanted to set like a minimum amount that you want to earn per day, you would basically set it in here, you'd calculate it, and it would basically identify for you all the accounts that actually need to be attended to. Right, so that's something that we provide as well. I think I'll stop there, and I did mention a couple of times, give clues to what the question would have been, and I think the question basically was, what is the name we give to guilds that are under 100 accounts?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Peter, for your presentation. So we pull the question on screen now, and we'll again give it about a minute or so for everyone to answer correctly. So your presentation was very thorough, and so much information's in there, but I think it's great to hear how things are actually developing, and you very well explained about the play to earn came to life and is actually evolving. Which is a very interesting mechanism that has been triggered by the blockchain technology within the gaming industry. So I'm very curious to see, from Axie to what we can, go next. So this year, I think that's going to be the year of play to earn as well, and interoperability possibly in the coming months. So that's we're living in very interesting times. So thanks again, Peter, for the presentation.
Absolutely. And I think I see a winner as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't have a chance to look at the comments yet, but let's have a look. So a few answers ready.
Yeah, I see an answer from Greek Tech saying micro guilds.
Here we go. So Greek Tech, congrats. You're the winner. Awesome. Super. So we're going to be sharing a form now that you can fill out. And by doing so, we'll get back to you with the reward, which is going to be, Peter?
It's going to be $100 worth of guild tokens. So our token's called Guild, GUILD.
Awesome. Well, congrats. And that's a great reward to get started.
Awesome. And I think that Lake has already made his mind to know to tell us who the winner is to his question.
Sure. Well, the answer that we were looking for was tend and befriend. And I think that Sergio had befriend in his answer, and he was one of the first to answer. So I think we'll go with him here. So Sergio, watching out.
Sergio, where's Sergio? Ah, there he is. This is the correct answer? Well, the most accurate answer from the bunch.
Sure. Yeah, that's closest. And we'll send you the first Inkling NFT. So Yay.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Sergio, for participating. And well, the form is the same that Serena already sent, and the link and the comments. So make sure to fill it out and claim your prize as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. So very grateful for everyone that's been tuning in for today's demo day, for all the members that have joined today's presentation. Just as a reminder, we're going to be hosting one of those events every month, last Friday of every month. So this month, since we had so many members wanting to participate, which is great, and so many of you have actually attended the live event, we split the event into 2 events, so that's why this one is happening on the 1st of February. But bear in mind, the usual time is the last Friday of every month. So once again, thank you so much for joining today's BGA event. And from the BGA, Sebastian and everyone, we wish you a great day. So we'll see you again in the upcoming weeks. So Luis, I don't know if you already want to announce our next live event.
Yes, make sure to join us this Friday. We'll have a panel about native tokens and NFTs in games and gaming projects. So make sure to tune in and bring your best questions to the panel as well. We're always welcome. You're always welcome to bring your questions. So make sure to join us and ask the panelists what you want to know.
Awesome. We'll keep the open forum going. So thanks again, everyone. Have a wonderful day and stay tuned with the BGA news. See you again next week.
Awesome.
Take
Thank
care.
you. See you.
Thank you.